good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time you're listening to this video. Big sister here, and I have something to say. So let's go. So a few weeks ago, I suffered a minor heart attack. And after that happened to me, I started to feel more motivated, to feel more encouraged, to feel more strengthened. And so I started sharing my motivations, my encouragement, and my strengths on social media. I had someone to ask me the other day, why did it take you having a heart attack to start trusting God? Listen to me. I've always trusted God. But had that question been addressed to me about 43 years ago, I may have cussed that person up one side and down the other because I didn't have the words to use to express myself. Now, as a grown woman, I have the words to use, and I'm going to use them today. So, 3 weeks ago, before weeks, this Friday passed, I think, I suffered a minor heart attack. And I'm going to tell you, nothing gives you more acknowledgement of your body, of your mind, of your sense of being than being in a situation of helplessness. I was literally sitting on my coffee table meditating when um, God started to reveal things to me. And He started to reveal things to me. And as the revelations were coming, my chest started hurting. I was having chest pains. My left arm went numb. I started sweating profusely. And I had something to say. So I didn't know if God was going to allow me to stay here or if He was going to take me that day on April the 11th. Now, it's important to note that on April the 10th, I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital on April the 10th for chest pains. And they sent me home and they said they don't see anything and I'm fine and I'm just having what they called a panic attack. Okay. So that Friday I was resting and then I was sitting, like I said, I was sitting on my coffee table and I was, uh, these revelations were coming to me. And so as I started hurting, I was in pain. I was in so much pain. My jaw, everything on my left side was hurting. I started hurting down my back and my arm just went numb. And I went to my computer and I wrote something. And then I got my personal information binder that has all my final uh, decision making things that people do when they um, think they're going to pass away. I laid that on the coffee table so that anybody come to the house, they'll be able to see my final wishes. That's what I was trying to say, my final wishes. And so then I crawled down the steps and I had my cell phone in my hand and I crawled down the steps and I opened my front door and I sat on the porch and I waved to my neighbor across the street, bless her heart, Angie Dawkins. I love you, sister. And I was waving, and I was telling everybody in earshot or that could see me that I was having a heart attack while on the phone with 911. And as you know, the um the fire department is right around the corner from me, so it didn't take them long to get here. But long story short, I made it to the hospital. And once I got there, they had to get me stable. I was in the hospital for 6 days. And so when I came home, I decided I was going to share how good God has been to me. And so somebody posed a question to me. Why did it take you having a heart attack to trust God? Listen to me. Listen to me. It didn't take me having a heart attack to trust God. December 1963 in Marysville, California, through my mother, I trusted God. My mother went into a medically induced coma in order to give birth to me because she was putting up a Christmas tree in 80-degree weather in California. I was trusting God through my mother. She wasn't able to name me, so the nurse gave me her name, Cassandra, which means the helper of mankind. Now, remember that date, December the 21st, my mother went into the hospital and gave birth to me on December the 22nd, 1963. I trusted God that day. Years later, I trusted God when Edward Forney, hotshot, my boyfriend at the time when I was in the first grade, pushed me down on the blacktop and busted my skull wide open. I trusted God then. All through the years in middle school, well, was it not middle school? What was it? Junior high school. I was in junior high school, and some girls jumped me and after school and cut all my hair off. I trusted God then. Later in life, when I was in high school, when I fell off a fence, trying to jump over a fence and cut my leg wide open, I trusted God then that I didn't bleed to death. I trust God. When I gave birth to twins and they told me in the elevator at Charlotte Memorial Hospital that you're not in labor, and then my baby Christy fell out in the elevator. I trusted God then. They rushed me to the operating room, the birthing room, and 6 minutes later, I had another baby, Crystal. I trusted God then. On down the line, I trusted God. I've always trusted God. I trusted God during the time that I was working on a job for 26 years and I was let go and didn't know what I was going to do. I trusted God then. I trusted God when my mother and my mama and my daddy was celebrating his birthday and he had a heart attack and left this earth. I trusted God then. I trusted God in 2015 on December the 1st when my mother went to the hospital for a minor procedure. She had 2 heart attacks, 2 strokes, and they called me on my job and said, "We need for you to come to the hospital because something went wrong with your mother's procedure." I trusted God then. For 21 days at the hospital, I trusted God to look after us because she's not coming back here. I trusted God on December the 21st when my mother took her last breath. I trusted God then. I trust God. Didn't take a heart attack for me to trust God. I trusted God when my sister's kidneys had failed and they told me she was going to have round around the clock care. And there was nobody in my family that could do it better than me. I trusted God. I trusted God then, and I trust God now. I trusted God when my daughter wanted a child in the year after my mother passed away. My granddaughter, Ella Ruby Ree Bird, was born on December the 21st. And we drove to Greensboro and took that baby from her mother. 7 days later, we brought her home with us. I trust God. It didn't take a heart attack for me to trust God. Now, what you're watching on this screen is a sunset. I mean, a sunrise. Excuse me, the sunrise right off of my deck in the back of my house. Every morning I get up, I take a picture of what I see, whether it's raining, cloudy. I take a picture before I start my regular work day or my regular activities. Not before I give God thanks, not before I pray, not before I do anything else, but I take a picture because what you're seeing is the creation of God. Just as much as I trust Him to rise the sun and set the sun for the earth to rotate, I trust God. I've always trusted God. 3 months ago, I trusted God when He sent me on an assignment. 2 months ago, in March, you all know about that. He sent me on an assignment. Now, I was asked to do this, even though there were plenty of people that could have done it. I trusted God to send me. I'll go. I'll go. I told God, send me. I'll go. And during that time, even though I felt uh, out of place, I felt like I was in a lion's den. I felt like I was disrespected. Felt like I was this and that. Other. I was all in my feelings, feeling this stuff. I trusted God. Now He told me, go somewhere and sit down and shut up because you're here because of me, not because of who you are, but because of me. I sent you over here to teach you a lesson, and a lesson He did teach me. I trust God. I trust God. And as I sit here today, 4 weeks after a heart attack, I'm still trusting God. Through the depression, through the panic attacks, through the mania, through the all those words that they want to they use in the mental health or whatever. And I'm not saying whatever because I don't have the words to use, but I'm saying whatever because this video is not about me trying to articulate medical stuff that's going on with me, but this video is about me trusting God. And if anybody has a question about me trusting God, I want you to look over my life. He could have taken me out a long time ago. Now, if I had 10,000 tongues, I couldn't tell you how good God has been to me. Said God in August when my daughter said, Mom, I'm moving to Atlanta August 2025. But she decided to move to Atlanta in August 2024. And I trusted God to allow me to stay here long enough to make this work. And it's working only by the grace of God. It's working only by the grace of God. No, it didn't take a heart attack for me to trust God. It took me being born to trust God. So, to all my friends that came by after I took that no visitor sign off the door, to all my friends that came by, to my angel on earth, Gracie, that was in the hospital at the time. She was working that night, and I heard her voice around the corner, and she said, "That's my friend. You got to let me see her." And I said, "Oh, y'all, that's my friend. You have to let her back here." And they did. And when I saw her face, I, uh, I mean, the floodgates just opened. But to all my friends that called me, that texted me, to all the people that really don't like me, but you made an effort to reach out. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody, my family, my sister, for when the roles had to change with us and she had to look after me and do things for me. Oh, my sister Stephanie, I love you so much. And my daughters, I don't know what I would do without them two. And them two grandchildren, Courtney and Ella. Man, y'all just don't know how much it's a blessing to have people around you that love you. But that's my testimony. Like I said, if I had 10,000 tongues, I wouldn't be able to say all that God has done for me. And again, it did not take a heart attack for me to start trusting God. It took a heart attack for you to take notice that I've been trusting God. So I want you guys to continue to be blessed, continue to be kind, and always, always, always make a great day.